Good day and welcome to my channel. Hi, this is Julie from All About Junk Journals, and today I thought we would decorate this Amazon packaging cover that I had created with Roxy's weekly challenge maybe a month or so ago. Was going to use it for an ephemera folder, and then my mum had filled up the journal that she was currently working in and said that she needed a new journal and she wanted one that had slightly bigger pages. So as you can see, I've got quite a few sort of ideas and items that we can use to decorate with. One of the ideas I had was to use buttons on the spine to add decoration. So I started last night sewing the buttons onto the spine. So this is basically the concept. However, there's a couple of things I didn't like about it, so that's why I'm going to start this little project again. I have two signatures, so there will be two rows, and of course you can see that I can't fit two rows of buttons, and because there's two signatures it doesn't go down the center. I want my buttons to be in the center of the spine. I will pause the video and sew the signatures in so that we don't have to deal with that side of things. Basically this is going to be like a different way of doing buttons. You could sew them in with your signature, which can be, it is a little bit fiddly and time consuming. You've got to make sure you get them the right way up. I also want my thread to be neat. It will be a lot easier to create this string of buttons separately. So that's my idea, an easier way of having buttons onto the spine. I watched a couple of videos. The way they did it was they had a wider spine and they had like occasional buttons down the spine amongst the binding. So I watched Gail Agostinelli and Pink Oddbird, and they both did it very, very similar with little golden book spines. But I have decided that I think I'll do it the easier way. I'm going to put the signatures in off camera, and then we will decorate the front cover with all those goodies that you saw at the beginning of the video. So that's what we'll do. See you shortly. So I had just put some lace on it. I just used papers that I had around that I thought were pretty at the time. So these gorgeous papers that are on the front cover are from LenArteStudio. They don't seem to name their particular digital kit. They're all called digital papers for junk journals, which is unusual. But this particular one, it's in the listing under digital paper 8.5 by 11. Gorgeous cover, obviously in the French theme. And so I added the purple lace. So all I've done is covered the actual Amazon packaging, which if you want to go to Roxy's Weekly Challenge, just search Roxy's Weekly Challenge Amazon packaging. There's loads of videos of people creating a cover from Amazon packaging, and it does make a really nice cover, I have to say. If you want to have a nice tidy journal, it also makes a really good ephemera folder. It's like a little box. The end papers are Pastel Blossoms by Tattered and Teal. Love her style, love her videos. Great channel. If you haven't found Tattered and Teal yet, Martina is just awesome to watch, has lovely ideas and beautiful colours and bright colours and things like that. Inside I just used papers that were around my desk at the time. I didn't have a plan for all of this, just some art journaling that I had done, and then I scanned it. So that's the journal. I'm thinking of using one of these buttons for the closure, so putting one of these buttons on here and then having the ribbon go around and using that as the tie around. I'm thinking instead of an eyelet, I think that would be quite nice. So I've got these choices of buttons that I could use. So we'll decide on that later. Here we go with my choices again. We've got an ice cream man coming, so I will be pausing the video in a minute to go get an ice cream. There's my ice cream. Back in a minute. Here we are, lost the bird picture. So this bird picture is definitely going on the front. Now I don't know whether I want it straight. I sort of thought having it like that might be okay. That's why I wanted to make sure I do the closure before, or have some idea. So I don't want the closure to sit over the picture. Now I'm going to measure it because I want to know where the center actually is, so that we can. It's 26, so it's 13, so that was the center. Have that go, so that will be something like that. Now, I guess it could go over the edge like that. One that doesn't have, see, I quite like that one. They're all flush at the back though. That one might be a bit small. This is the twine that I've got. What is this called? Baker's twine? Yeah. The pink one would be the only one. I don't like the pink candy stripe particularly. There is a bit of pink on this side. No, I've got this twine. No. No. Got beige crochet. No, don't like any of those. That wouldn't be thick enough, I don't think. It would be kind of annoying, wouldn't it? No. Right, got rid of all those ideas. If it's going to be an actual wind around, twirl around type closure, which it may not end up being, I may have another idea, because I actually really wanted to use this. I love this. It's got both colours that are in the journal cover. This is Mum's favourite colour, turquoise, which she'll probably say is green because she's slightly colourblind. We all know it's turquoise, but it's her favourite colour, whatever colour she sees it as. And that really matches. So I don't know whether I could end up just putting a bow on there. It's not long enough to really be a tie anyway. It could just be kind of a dangle at the back. Alright, so that's another idea that's going on, but not going on yet. Cool. And this is, so we've got 3 things that are going on in decoration that we've made decisions of. So the yeses are on this side. Now we have some flower decorations, which came from LittleBirdie. If you've ever seen Marta from Marimi's Small Art, she uses LittleBirdie items, and I checked out their website, and yeah, awesome prices, lots of stuff to choose from. I think some of this stuff came from there. Oops, on the button. These things, so I've got all these little decorations. So LittleBirdie.com is where this picture came from. So gorgeous little pack called Purple Passion from LittleBirdie. I think they might be an Indian company, and now they've got a site in America. When you order, you can order it from the American website. So this little pack came 24 cards. You get 2 of each design, so obviously that's the design I'm using on this one, but this one would also have been nice. I'm going to use that inside the cover, I think, and this one's also nice. So gorgeous set of cards, beautiful. Definitely use those for, and then these are the handmade flowers from LittleBirdie, the little rose things, these ones, which will be cute. So I'd be looking at using that one, or that one. These are 3 purples. So these are probably the little floral decorations that I'll use. I will use those somewhere because I think they match in quite nicely with the gold. The gold from the printing of the Eiffel Tower, and then the little specks of gold on the actual flower centres. They matching really well, and the colours. May do a set of 3, just putting them there for now. Now I really love this piece of jewellery. It's a broken piece of jewellery that I bought at an op shop. There's 2 pieces that are undamaged, and there's this extra one. It was a bracelet, so not sure if I'll be able to find those, but it does mean I've got 2. So the options for this, I'll put it in the centre of flower, put it on here where those flowers are. I have 2 of them. I don't know which one I like better actually. I'll definitely be using those because I do like those, and they have that turquoise colour. Now, matting these cards, so we'll say they're definites, and that's definite, so we're putting all the little things that are definite over this side. I'm not sure about this yet. Well, that's a possibility for decoration. But I've got these bits of doily. I've got 2 or 3 doilies, and I've got this bits of purple material, this lace trim. So I wanted to make a nice lacy little collage of all those items. There's some beige or cream, just some bits of purple fabric, blue, but I don't think the blue will work. I'll leave it out. And there's these things. These are actually free. I had a whole box load of them, and they just said take as many as you want. So I took a bundle. I gave some to Mum, some for myself. They're actually shiny on the other side, which I wouldn't use that side. Let's cut them open and have a look. They're a bit puffy, so you can't really use them inside the journal. So look, they're very shiny. I'd seen the back of them, and that was what I noticed. So they're sort of a lilac colour. Okay. Star shaped. Whether that would work for the closure, maybe. Might like that idea for a closure. But anyway, so I'll leave a couple of those out because of the sort of lace and the creamy colour here. I'd like to bring in that some of this colour here. So there's this. It's very thick though. This one's thin. It's much thinner. Yeah, I think that one's better. This is the kind of thing that I could just take forever to do this. Would I then have that there or not? Like it's growing out of the Eiffel Tower there, doesn't it? I don't need the little foamy things. I will use Fabri-Tac. But I just thought they're better as a bunch together. Yeah, I think they do actually. Down there maybe, a little bit of ribbon or trim as well. Let me just get the rest of the roll. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's so easy to get into a mess. Stuff everywhere now. I found these. That's gorgeous. It's very white. Sort of bridal looking. I like it, but the dye some of that into a darker colour. Some purples that I have. No. So this was what I was looking for. Whether I want to have it going all the way down the edge. No. Okay. Oh, I wonder whether this might look nice. And I think that's what I'll do with the eyelash trim. It'll go behind that little bunch of flowers. So it's just a case of, do we mat this card or does it go on as it is? Does it look nice and neat as it is? Because it's already kind of got that purple border. Or does it want some frayed edging underneath it? So let's just put a piece underneath. This is very purple though. No, it's very... No, I don't like this purple. It's very 70s purple. I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it on this project. Got this purple. No. It's funny. Okay, slowly getting there. Now we've got a bit of this. Don't mind that. That's still a possibility, and I've got this piece. And do some fraying. Not sure if Mum's a fan of fray. I know she's not a fan of vintage. So let's have a look at this. So I like this. We're just not really getting much of a view of that, are we? Those two colours are pretty similar. I prefer this colour, I think. So that's a no. It's what they call auditioning, isn't it? It's peeking out. Oh, I don't mind it actually. Would it be better with lace? See, having raggedy and everywhere else is not raggedy, even though I like it. I'm not going to use it. So that's out. No, I'm not feeling that at all. Not feeling the whole. Let's just go back to simple. Simple, more simple, less fussy. A little bit of... I don't know where I got this from. Just kind of turned up. It's really weird. I mean, I see that on videos. People talk about, don't know where I got it from. I think, how can you not know? Yeah. I don't know where it came from. No clue. Okay, so that becomes the decoration down there. The birds become nice and simple, flat and flush. Button, possibly on that. No, we decided no to that. No to that. See what you think. I mean, I can still cover up that binding that I don't like with something else. The buttons could go down here. No. And then before I glue this on, we'll decide if I'm going to use one of those thin ribbons. Now I just want to know whether I can put this on here. Let's try this. I know we were going for simple, but I just like it. I just want to use it. Just add a little bit, or does it just... It means I've got to move the bird. The top. Down, it goes that way. No. This is going to have to go somewhere else. Oh, I wanted to use that. So all my little doilies are no use today. Oh, but we were deciding on this. I like that. I think that's quite nice. I do like this piece, but I wonder if that could go as a closure. So that will just be glued on, that'll just be decorative. But I do like that there because it matches that flower. It looks like it has a reason to be there because it's where the opening is. So that's nice. It doesn't look so big. And some flowers. We could pretend that the bird is bringing the flowers to his mate. Could we do that? Is that too silly? I'm not sure. Alright, it's time to start gluing things down. So I'm going to use art glitter glue because it's nice and thin. I should do it not over the cover in case I get blobs dropping. I want to get to the edge. And then I'm going to smush the edge with my fingers because I don't want it smushing out. Absolutely. I want it to go to the corners though. But I will smooth it out. I don't want any peely uppies. And then just smush the edge before it gets too tacky. It does dry fairly quickly, this art glitter glue. Okay, and where it goes is where it goes, don't try moving it. When you're working with printed papers you want to use a dry wipe. I think that's that one and the jewel definites. So just giving it a nice firm bond because that's going to be opened and bent a lot, but the art glitter glue is just really good. You can't go wrong with art glitter glue. If you're thinking about buying it, I recommend it. Alright, we've got one thing down. Second thing down, I do like this. I think that's a definite. I want it to go on straight. Now this is fabric and it's not got a great deal of surface because of the, I'm going to put this little bit of nesting on. One. No, probably 2 flowers is enough. I had some other flowers. I had these, that's right. I've got the blue in them as well. Make these up into flowers previously. I didn't apply. That's cute. This little pile of goodies was strangely in an antique shop. Weird. So these you can make up into a flower and then put a centre in them. They're quite sweet. Orange. Don't think I want a dragonfly. Don't mind those. Just adds a bit of extra colour rather than everything being purple. Not that one. No. Probably not. I've got these little centres, well they're not centres but they're little, you know. Yeah, anyway, I've got these, the blue or the lilac. This is nice. I don't know where I got these from. Just wondering whether it will go with the kind of the gold of the. Oh, there's this little heart centres. Oh, I don't know what they're called. What are they called? They got the not grommets. Oh, anyway. Yeah, I think the blue flower is actually upside down, so I'm going to do him again. It's lucky I don't need to make 100 journals, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be having much of a production line going because it's going. Oh, I like that. Instead of having purple or blue, it matches the Eiffel Tower. Nice. So let's do 3 of those. Got these in an op shop. If you look carefully, you never know what you're going to find in an op shop. I mean, you know, if you go once, you might not find anything, but if you're kind of a regular hunter, ow! If you're a regular hunter like I am, you never know what you're going to find. I would like one of them to have purple on top. See, look, I could fiddle around with this for days, as you can tell. Have we got a blue? Oh, we've got a blue. Yes, we have. Well, it's a red background. Someone must have fussy cut these, or you know, put them through a die cut or something. I didn't. I don't know who did. I think I want 2 purples and 1 blue. Okay, can't make it the whole properly, so 3 of those. Again, it's still growing out of the Eiffel Tower. Oh, I don't generally like things in a line, but that might actually work in this particular case. Oh yeah, okay, that's better. Rather than trying to group them together, because they just don't group together very well. Oh, I like that. Match in with those flowers, don't they? Okay. Now, if we did that, we could then put this at the top of that. Yes, quite liking it. So the next thing we glue down is this, and then that's going to go there. Yep, that will work. All right, so Fabri-Tac for this. There is, if you can't get Fabri-Tac in Australia, you can get this fabric glue. Let's use this. I did order some Fabri-Tac from America, or from somewhere, Amazon, and just be careful when you're ordering it. Check the size. I paid like, it was either $20 or $27, and it's a tiny bottle, 2 fluid ounces. I've been using it like gold. I didn't realize it's such a small bottle. I assumed it was the big bottle like everybody uses. Didn't check the size. This one is 125 ml. Now that one says 2 fluid ounces, which is 59 ml, so 60 ml. And this is 125, so about $9 for this, I think it was. So let's put it directly onto the fabric. It's very similar to Fabri-Tac. It's a little bit thicker. It's a silicone glue, but it doesn't tell you what it's made of. Yeah, you can't really tell if it's exactly the same. It appears to be very similar. And you do get a little bit of time to move the silicone glues. And I'm going to push down the side. Alright, what else can we glue down? A little bit of this. We just wrap it around, turn it into a kind of a bird's nest. Okay, we're going to test this out here. Okay, I'm going to use I don't want to put my fingers on it because I don't want it to stick into my finger and then pulling it up. Using a bone folders. So you can see them all. Can you imagine making these? Little tiny things. Someone's made flower, attached to a stalk, put 5 together and then tied a bow around them. I reckon the elves must have made these with their tiny little fingers, because I don't think we could have made them. Oh my goodness, they're so tiny. Alright, little bunch of flowers. Yes, that works. Right, let's get that down before it changes. So mostly where the little bow is. I'm not going to put them onto the pearls, just putting it around the pearl. Just tuck that in so it's kind of like one big bunch of flowers. I don't mind the little stalks, but I don't like that piece of burlap string. That would have been nice, wouldn't it? Collect the 3 together and tie a little ribbon. Could have done it probably with embroidery thread, I don't know. Let me have a look. Let's see if we can tie a bow. It's a bit fiddly. Yeah, that works. Okay, and a tiny bit of glue. Wow, how cute. Not 100% convinced that I like the 3 different centres. I'm wondering whether I might want all the same centres. I quite like that little gold heart centre, or bronze, so it matches the Eiffel Tower. So you want your little hearts going all in one direction. One's going to go right on that to cover up the end of that bit of lace. Blue one in the centre. At least they don't look like they're growing out of the Eiffel Tower now. One thing about decorating is one of the things you can do is mat it onto card. Make all your little arrangements and then you can place it once it's finished, because when I placed this, I didn't know this was going to be so far down. But anyway, it's done now and it's fine. It's kind of like matching this corner, so that's fine. So let's put this one on first, so we know where that's going. So a little bit around the edge. I'm leaving some glue so that the petals aren't completely stuck down to the page. I want them to be a little bit 3D, and then I'm just going to tuck it around that bit of lace so that it covers up where the lace ends. Still can't remember what these things are called. Crazy. But you can make, you know, put them into notepads and paper and stuff to hold things together. So just right flush with the top and in line would be ideal. Okay. Just lift the petals up. Alright, so let's put some ribbon inside, because we know that's a definite. I want to get rid of this line. Okay, so these are the only blues I've got. I've got the choice of gingham, which I quite like. I'm not too sure if it goes with the style of the rest of the laces. I've got the Rick Rack. No. So I'm quite liking this one, I think. Covers up the line. And it's not too obtrusive. Yep. So I'm just going to run a line of glue. Won't need very much. I'm just going to use this. In fact, I'm actually just going to use art glitter glue. Art glitter glue does fine lace and paper, works very well, and you get a very fine don't want to smush it out too far, just a very light smushing and then placing. Is there a right and a wrong side? Check that first. Feels like it's this one. Okay, the thing about the art glitter glue is it attaches very quickly. That's done. Cool. Yep, that's, it's quite unobtrusive, and that hides that ugly line. Don't think I'm going to do anything with the back. It's just nice as it is. So now the buttons. I don't think it's going to be very easy to do this on camera. So I need to attach the button that I want in the middle, and I'm going to have to use Fabri-Tac. You can't see anything. See how you can still see the strings, the binding? I don't want to see the binding. The whole point of the buttons is to cover the binding and have this string going down the center. Some of the buttons are too small. Or I'm going to do the buttons as well. After all that, I think I prefer this to the buttons. Okay, I'm back. I had dinner and had to think about what else I wanted to do to the journal. I have decided to use some book corners because of the metal in the center of the flowers and the Eiffel Tower, and I think I'm going to add this journal plate. It's going to just, you know, add some, coordinate the brass kind of look. So that's what we're going to have, something like that. Oops, camera's a bit close. So I'm going to do the book corners first. So just all we need to do is put a tiny amount of some sort of glue, it can be Fabri-Tac or art glitter glue, into the corner. I just need to get my little clampy things. I saved you the trouble of me going through a whole heap of different corners, and I picked these ones because they look a little bit like the legs of the Eiffel Tower. So they're sort of coordinated well. And yeah, they're just for decoration. I don't think they really put it on and hold it. Yep, more glue in the corner. This one will probably go on easier because it has a rounder corner and it's not a pointy. That corner was pointy, which stopped it from going fully on. This I should have taken, yeah, see this one's much better. Should have taken the little pointy knobbly bit off the end. It's on, and I'm going to just give it a bit of a clip. This one's a lot better. Cool. And I haven't decided if I want to do this corner. This corner's not really going to get as much use, and I don't want to cause any bulk for it to sit down, so I'm not going to, probably not going to do that. Just going to have those two corners, which is going to leave me with two odd corners, but not to worry. I want to use this book plate, but I don't really want it brown. So do I colour the whole thing purple, or do I just brush some ink? I'm going to try brushing some ink on it first. It's just shaded lilac. And this book plate and journal tag came from Which Craft Do You Do? So I'm just going to give it a bit of a light brushing to give it a shade of purple. Let's see how that's looking. I don't think I like it. Nope. So next thing I'll try is covering it with ink. What I had done so far just made it look dirty, didn't the purple. So just wiping the ink pad over the top of it, just so it's painting it. Good paint. See how we're going now. Yeah, don't mind that. And I will just glue the whole thing on. Then I will use those little heart plates. I'm wondering if we can do this, because obviously I can't go straight through because I don't want to put it on the other side. Get a couple of those. Let's see if these go through. I wonder if I can cut these little feet shorter. Going to try. My little cutters are not very sharp though, I need new ones. So attempt to cut the ends a little bit off. Not all of it, just a little bit. And I'm going to give it a little hammer. That's one done. Just cut the legs off and then I'll put them to the side. There we go, that's the nameplate. The little matching hearts. Yep, I like that. I'll just leave it there for now. We are doing the little butterfly. So I found this little butterfly. I coloured him in the break. Just basically, first of all I did a little bit of watercolour. It's a bit of shimmery watercolour. And then I added silver metallic kind of wax. And then I added ink. So I just kept going until it was shimmery purple and had an actual colour. So it's got a slight silver tone to it. But I didn't want it to be too silvery because of the brass. So that's going to go there. I don't want it peeking out, I actually want it showing. What I thought was this is a full page. Even though this is the front cover, this is also part of the front cover. So I wanted to have some decoration on this as well. There's a pink butterfly here. So I thought he tones in okay. What I also found in the break was these little flowers, and so I wanted to have those in there, in the little centers of those flowers. They're like little shiny, tiny little shiny bits inside. They look nice. I like them no matter what, so I'm having those. And there's a third, I've got more, and they were from LittleBirdie and so reasonably priced. Everything was on special anyway. Oh, these are different. Oh, I like these ones. So I got these ones out, but didn't like the pointy. So there's two different types in here, that's why. I have to take them out to get to them. Oh, I like that. As I said, I don't like those ones as much. Not for this journal. I like those because they match this. So, as I say, these were from LittleBirdie. Now, I saw some little flowers similar to these in Spotlight today, and a little packet of flowers like these, I don't know how many, was $10. Just paper flowers with a gem in them. No way. These LittleBirdie ones were a couple of dollars, I'm sure. $2, $3. So did I want to have the cream ones in between? No. Did I want to have them anywhere else? No. Just going to stick with those two little ones. So I'm going to stick these on because these I like. It takes me a very long time to make decisions, doesn't it? I do prefer it here than here. And one of the reasons is I thought a little bit of, it's not really heavy, but any kind of extra weight here will help keep it closed. And I was going to put it there. Now I had a little bit of a test, because you see how it's got little circles where it was connected on the bracelet. Okay, so I did a little test on the one that was damaged with these blue Stickles Liquid Drops 3D pearls. I put the liquid pearls into the four corners and I think they turned out okay. It's covered up those four holes and they're very pearly, and I was thinking about putting it on this little piece of crochet to give it a sort of a backdrop so it sort of stands out more. Should I sew it to the little crochet thing first so that they are definitely connected as one piece, and then I'll be able to glue the crochet to the project, to the cover? Whereas if I don't do that, this will be, and that's actually kind of rounded, so the only part it will be really, I mean it would work, I probably could glue it and it would hold, because it has got some weight to it and because that'll be the opening all the time. I think if it's stitched to this and then glued on all the points of fabric, it will hold better, because it'll be harder to take the fabric off and this will be attached to it. No, I've got to sew it first and then I've got to do the pearl. So I've got it ready. I've got a little needle and thread, and I just want to, choosing where I'm going to stitch it. Very fiddly jobs I chose today. I used to do a lot of embroidery a long time ago. Feels weird. I don't feel like I can do it properly. Well, this isn't the kind of embroidery I did, of course, so it's nothing like what I used to do. It's taking all my concentration apparently. Alright, but I just think it'll help to keep it from flipping off. Fortunately that didn't stay out of the way very well. I'll probably finish this one here and then start a new one for the other side. I've seen Rachel doing knots and I don't know how to do it. She does this interesting, oh that's right, round the needle. I've never known that method. I thought all those years I used to do embroidery, I wish I'd known that. No one taught me that little trick, because I learnt embroidery in primary school from a wonderful teacher who took us for sewing, but we didn't have machines, so we just did hand sewing, and I learnt how to embroider in grade 5, so I would have been 10. Still got my school projects from when I was doing embroidery with Mrs. Walker. I think that would have to be my favourite class. She was a scary teacher, but I liked her because she taught us embroidery. I kept embroidering for, well, if I started when I was 10, probably did it until I was 25, 30, because I had my son at 30, so I don't think I did much embroidery after I had my son. And I had started to take up crochet at that stage too, so I don't think I was embroidering. So, oh, I know, yeah, I injured my hand, so I wasn't able to do embroidery in my 20s. So I gave that hobby away. don't really get into sewing anymore. So the most sewing I've done since junk journaling, I made some little embellishments with little pieces of fabric and buttons. I enjoyed it, and I spent all night doing it. One night I had all the pieces laid out in front of me and a little kind of a tray, big tray. Had all the little squares and buttons and colour coded, and sat there and just made embellishments, and I enjoyed it. Well, I haven't done it since. so that's kind of done. So I'm going to do the stickles on that now, so they've got time to dry. No, I'm going to do the stickles on a separate, let's move this out of the way, card and put it to the side so I don't accidentally touch it, because what happens is I forget. It looks nice. It'll be, it looks just, once it dries, it looks just like the original pearls. Alright, that's about the best I can get it so that you can see it. So my plan, or my thoughts are, the ribbon, almost perfectly the right width. So I want to glue that onto there, and then this one, so that along the spine, and I think that will be better than the buttons. You know, I had the idea of the buttons, but the buttons seem somehow bulky and not very neat, and this is a very neat journal, so I do like the button idea, just not on this journal. So I've spent hours on those buttons, but that's okay. Maybe Fabri-Tac, only because they say that Fabri-Tac doesn't bleed through as much. Alright, so let's use Fabri-Tac. So the ribbon goes right to the edge, so I'm going to go right on the edge. I really don't want, you know, it to sort of lift up. Interesting that it's exactly the right size, eh? This is definitely fiddly work I've been doing the last day or so. Wow. But, it's nice when you decorate a cover and it turns out it looks pretty, then it's kind of all worth it. The time taken and the perfectionism and the what do they call it? The auditioning. Auditioning's fun. Trying out different things, checking your stash, finding something you forgot you had. I like that. Just gently squish it down, not too hard. You don't want the glue to come squishing through the top of the lace. On this side, I wanted to put this lace. Just wanted to add something extra to this. Okay, let's just put that down because I want to get it straight without it gluing to the rest of the side. Under here, and I don't want to put it all down the centre. No, it's okay. Find some scissors that might be a little bit sharper. It's time for the journal. Alright, so we just got the butterfly. Butterfly is going down. I don't want it in those cracks. Hi again. I went ahead and finished the journal, ready to give to Mum tomorrow. So I have done some minimal decorating in the journal. I found this bit of ribbon, which was perfect. I thought it fitted with the lace much better and wouldn't take over the colour scheme. Even though I like this blue colour, I felt that A, it's not long enough, and B, it's too strong. So I like the subtleness of this kind of chiffon ribbon that I found. Just to finish off the front cover, I did glue this on. I made sure there was plenty of Fabri-Tac glue underneath the crochet, and then I used these tweezers to sort of press it down to make sure it held really well. It is so strong on now, it would have to tear the book to come off now, so I'm really pleased with that. It's not going to move anywhere. So I've gone ahead and covered it with this Deco Magic. I could have used the gel matte medium, but I tried it out on a separate piece first, and it's very matte. It's basically what Mod Podge should be. I got it from LittleBirdie, and it wasn't very expensive, and it's just fantastic. You wouldn't even know it's there. I just used a really cheap brush that I bought in a set. There was like, I don't know, 10 or 15 brushes for $7. It's really cheap. Yeah, that's the thing with any kind of glue. Even if you wash them out, they can sometimes still have residue. So don't use your good brushes. But these nylon brushes, this is like a kid's set, but they're nylon and they're very soft. So that worked quite well for the glue. And all I did was just paste it on a section at a time, went in the opposite direction to take away the lines, and then gently went back the other way. It's a little bit like painting gloss paint on timber. My dad always taught me that, you go up and down, then you go a little bit to the side, and then you go up and down again to take away the brush strokes to leave a smooth finish. That's what I did for the whole of the paper and this card. Obviously I should have probably done that before I did all the decorating. It would have been a bit easier. But at the time I wasn't going to put a surface or sealer onto the surface. But then I decided, as I was working with it, I noticed that little bits and bobs were sticking to it. There was a little mark that I had to sort of rub away, and I thought, well, it would be much better if it's sealed, and then it will be easier to remove any little mark. I think we had done the lace last time, and the back's just the same. And of course I decoupaged, or used this Deco Magic glue, decoupage glue. It says archival multi-surface clear drying sealer and finish, and it's matte. Everything that Mod Podge should be and isn't. So LittleBirdie, not very expensive, awesome. So that's now got a seal on it. You can't even tell. It's just wonderful. So that's the front cover finished with the ribbon ready to go. So all I've done inside is added some little pockets, trying to match the color scheme of the front covers of the page. These little cards, this is from Teal and Tattered and Teal's Pastel Blossoms add-on kit, and this is from her new kit, Spring Garden, I think it's called. These little pieces were from her kit as well. This little blue bird, I might have to look up to see what that's I just had one page of this particular kit. It had a beautiful bird, it had this piece of pretty paper, and it had this flower and this flower. So this one here, so it had this lacy, all on the one page. So I just used bits of it and spread it around and matched it in with this beautiful blue color. This is still from the spring garden kit and the Pastel Blossoms, and I just backed it with colored paper. So yeah, I didn't really do a lot to the journal, just a few things here and there. This is from that same set as the front cover. I just backed it, and basically what my idea is that Mum can, I didn't do very much to the tags because I thought, well, Mum can she can either use the image here as it is, she can decorate the front if she wants. Because Mum's not necessarily writing on the tag, she doesn't want to write in it, she could then, if she wanted to, decorate the tag her way and have that showing instead. So it gives her the option to decorate the tag or leave it as I've done it. And the same with this one, she can decorate the back or leave it as it is. So just sorry about the glare, but we do have some shiny pages in here. So the pages haven't changed. All I've done is added a few bits here and there, not very much, and some stenciling. So we'll just have another quick flip through of the pages as they finish. Just vintage papers, wrapping paper, stencil some rows, and to make the page look pretty until she gets around to filling up the pages. some of the kit. This is Pastel Blossoms, Tattered and Teal. This was some draw liner paper that we found in Op Shop. And this is ArtyMaze's Purple Medley. That's the back of the Pastel Blossoms, and just more vintage paper and vintage lined paper. That rose turned out better. I was happy with that rose. Backs of the vintage paper. And I just added this one. This one is from Tattered and Teal's Blissful Birds, which I haven't used very much of this in the kit, but I thought it went with the back of this paper, which is so the background paper is from Janeybournals. That's this one here. So, and that was the other side of the other piece that I didn't remember. That's the end of the first signature. I just added this little piece of journal card from Tattered and Teal's new Spring Garden. I did have some tags to go in there, but I made the belly band too loose, so yeah, I think it's just too loose. They just kept sliding, so I just left it as it is. I just wanted something to show through the vellum. So this is just from a gardening book. Robins and birds. Vintage book, so it's in a nice matte. Just a little bit of stenciling, just to add a bit of something to look at with the blank pages. Some butterflies, they're just there for effect, and just to show us some of the different things you can do with stenciling. I quite like the way that one turned out. Kind of looks like faded wallpaper. It's funny, isn't it? I know it probably happens to a lot of people, but the more you work on the journal, the more you get attached to it. I was going to put a pocket here, but it's actually already quite thick. Luckily, Mum doesn't make a lot of thick ephemera. She basically glues things into the book, so I basically went for the maximum width that I could go, and so Mum can just add what she wants to add to it. So that's the journal. It's just, yeah, we'll have to do that again. That's the journal done, ready to go. I think Mum will like it. I like it. If she doesn't like it, I'll have it. So yeah, I love it. This was just Amazon packaging. It makes a really good journal cover. So thank you to Rachel and Roxys Creations for doing the Amazon packaging journal cover as a challenge, because this was, yeah, decorate the Amazon packaging part of her challenge after I'd covered it. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for subscribing and liking the video. If you could do that for me, that would be wonderful. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again. Bye bye.